Gesundheit. All right, today we are discussing participles part 3. There are 3. This is the end of the trilogy. And don't worry, there will be no ex post facto Rogue One to confuse you.
We talked about this.
Yes.
Is it recording?
It is recording.
Later in the year.
We know how to use a participle to describe a noun by an action that was done in the past. We know how to describe a noun by an action that it will do in the future. What's left? The present, right. So participles part 3 are present participle. So then essentially, a present participle describes a noun by an action that it is completing now. Yep. Examples for you. Hold on. Let me give you our stock translation. Another one that will always be consistent no matter when you see a present participle. Blanking. Verbing. Oh, yeah. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So, writing, jogging, lifting, eating. Of course. I'm sorry I forgot that examples reading. These are all ways that you could describe a person, a place, or a thing, right? Tommy, comma, writing steadily in his notebook, comma, was getting everything down. Yes. Christy, comma, jogging in the snow, comma, really wish she didn't have a run day today. Holden, comma, lifting weights really impressed his friends. Magistra dabbing, yes. All right. So now we're going to figure out how to form them in Latin, since, to be honest, the English is fairly straightforward and maybe bordering on easy. Yeah? Okay. So here we have the Latin formation of present participles. Which principal part did we use for the perfect passive participle? Good. The fourth. Which principal part did we use for the future active participle? The fourth, again. What is the first principal part for you? What do you know about it? It's a first person singular present. It already has a very dedicated, very specific format. Do you think we can play around with it and manipulate it? No. What about the third principal part? What format does that have? The third one. One more. Yeah.
First singular perfect.
First singular perfect. Does that seem like something we should be able to manipulate into something that's present tense? No. So what's left for us? The second principal part, which is also known as the present infinitive. So we're going to start with the present infinitive, which you all also know as the second principal part. So in terms of the steps that we're going to take, that's the first one. We're going to figure out whatever that second principal part is. The second step, and this is pretty important, is that you are actually going to remove the thing that makes it an infinitive. The RE, exactly. And now you have just the stem. So now you're free to kind of play around with it a little bit. So now that you have a stem and you have a little bit of room for flexibility, now you're going to add the nominative singular ending. Here is what you're going to add. NS for nominative singular. Cute, right? NS, nominative singular. NS is the nominative singular form. Yes, dear?
Is that like an acronym or is that like...
No, this is what the actual ending is. It just so happens that this ending is only used for nominative and singular, but it's very convenient for us that it's nominative and singular for NS, because the acronym helps you remember it. Okay. To backtrack a minute, back to perfect participle land. What declension endings did perfect passive participles take? Like ductus. What declension is that? Second. It could also take what else? First, right. So it can take first or second declension endings. What about future active participles like laudaturus? What type of declension endings does laudaturus take? No? Us. Us. It's the same. Yeah, first and second. Us a All right. So in the first declension, our nominative singular ending is A. In the second declension, our nominative singular is US. In the fourth declension, our nominative singular is US. In the fifth declension, our nominative singular is ES. What declension do present participles fall into then? What has a nominative singular opening for something weird like NS? Third. Third has blank. It's like the catch-all nominative singular. If you don't nicely fit into one of the other games where it's a very clearly delineated first nominative singular ending, then you're going to go into third declension. Okay? So this is going to be a third declension participle. It'll have third declension endings, which means in true third declension fashion, the stem is going to change slightly between the nominative singular and the rest of the forms. But don't worry, the change is actually for the better in your situation. So after the nominative singular of NS, you're going to do the following. You're going to add... Are you ready for the magic? Are you ready? Are you ready? NT, like present. See? See? Go Latin, making it nice and convenient for you. Present participles will have an NT in them, just like present. Well, you're adding NS, that's your nominative singular ending. But participles can modify nouns in other cases too. So if you need other cases, then you're going to, and I was about to finish the sentence in a second, you're going to add NT and then third declension endings. Which is why in September we spend an inordinate amount of time reviewing and cementing all of your declension endings so that you remember them, because they've come back in a variety of different fashions. Who remembers the old third declension endings? Yes, 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 yes. All right. Now I'm going to throw a tiny moment of consideration by you, in that here are your third declension endings, but technically it's an adjective from the third declension. So this has the possibility to be an I in the ablative singular, and then there's going to be an I in the genitive plural, because it's an adjective versus being a third declension noun. Okay? You're probably looking at E/I and thinking, oh my God, how will I know? Don't worry about it. You never have to know. I just want you to be aware of the fact that when you see currente, it could be the same as currenti, depending on the perspective. Okay, but you can always, if you find a noun that has the same case, then that answers your question for you. Okay? So let's take a look at what these look like in their actuality as they are. Oops. Can someone give us one of the must-know verbs? Great. Thank you. So from teneo, the infinitive is tenere. Yeah, this is an example. Exempli gratia. So our nominative, oh my goodness, tenens, nominative singular, and then we're going to change our stem slightly to tenentis, tenenti, tenentem, tenente/I. Okay? And then knowing our stock translation of a present active participle, how would you translate any one of these?
Lightning.
But this specific one, holding, right? The picture of the mother holding her baby was moving, something like that. What's that? Well, here you drop the NS and you added NT, and then other endings. Yeah, all of them. Yes. Right. AJ, holding the standards of the Roman army, was the leader.
So why would it matter which form you use?
Yep.
No, stop.
All right.
Spell icon.